I've never done this before, so bear with me, but I'm going to try and replicate what I did to change this green block red to match the others. So let's see how this goes. Okay, first step is creating a duplicate layer, and then I'm going to zoom in and create a marquee around the block we want to change. I'm going to go up to select inverse and then hit delete. And basically what that did was that deleted all the image around the block and left just the green block, the one we're going to manipulate. So our next step then is to, now that we have it duplicated, we're going to change the hue and saturation. So we go up to adjustments, hue and saturation, and this is where we kind of play around with the slides to turn the green into a red as close as possible. Now this will affect other colors on that layer, but we'll address that in a minute. So as you see, when you slide your bars here for hue, it goes all over. So we want to first start with that and get as close as we can to, it's going a little too pink there, a little too orange, so somewhere right in that happy spot. I think that's pretty close. We can change the saturation, bump up the saturation a little, not too much, right about there. I don't think for this that we want to mess with the lightness and darkness of it, so let's go with that. So we've got that set. Now as you can see, there's discoloration in the rest of the image, so what we want to do is create a layer mask. So we go down there and do that. I'm going to zoom in a little closer, and making sure that you have your mask selected, go over and grab your brush and make sure that that you have it set for black. Black will conceal and white will reveal. So here you go, and you just paint over whatever you don't want. You don't have to be exact with each swipe, because you can go back and fix it. See, you just come back over here and select white again, and you can paint back whatever it is that you covered up if you covered up something you didn't want to. So we go and using shift and click, I can do a straight line. So I set my point down there and I hold shift and click, and it creates a straight line all the way across it. Go in and, oh, see, I got a little bit of green showing back through, so we'll go back in. And some of that green halo around it we will actually go in and fix in a bit. We're just kind of worrying about eliminating everything that isn't red, but we'll go in and fix this little coloration that's showing through in a minute. So I'm going to switch back to black here, and I'm going to go inside here. We just color all that. I'm going to make a box around it, and then you just go in and knock away what you don't want. I didn't mention what I have my brush settings at, but I do have it at 100% hardness, so it's not feathered. Depending on what you're working on, you might want to change that, but for this, it seems to be working okay. You'll usually notice right away if you start working with a brush that's not looking right, and you can go in and tweak it. Okay. So you see we still have a little bit of purple left, but we'll fix that as well in just a moment. So that's pretty much taking care of that. So we have most of our green covered up with a red that is fairly close to what we see here. It looks a little bit more pink, but that's because the purple's showing through. So then our next step is to correct the purple. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a blank layer. We're going to change the color mode, or the blending mode, I'm sorry, to color. And then what we're going to do is sample a nice red from our beginner image. This again will tweak, so if it's not perfect, we can change that. And then you go in and paint over the purple areas. I got a little crazy with it there, but that's okay, we'll clean that up. There might be a quicker way about doing this with, like, you know, selecting your mask and filling, but this is the more hands-on approach. Okay, so I'm going to go in and grab my eraser tool and just wipe some of that off there. Okay, so there we have that. But I'm not liking how pink it looks, so if we select that, we can go up and we can change the hue and saturation of that layer if you want. Take down the saturation a little bit and pull it a little towards the orange, and going to darken. Let's see, I don't know if I like what that's doing. Nope, we're going to keep that at 0 because I don't like that. But let's move. This, you just kind of play around with it until you get what you like. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. You can also go back and do the same thing to this layer if you're not quite happy with the color of it. The hue and saturation is a pretty handy tool. See, I'm going to pink there. I think we'll go back where I was with that, and let's see what happens when I change the... And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, as you see, like, you know, this block is a little bit lighter than the other, so I think that's pretty close there. Pretty happy with that. But we still have the green to take care of, so we're going to zoom in, and what I'm going to do is select the bottom layer. If you don't want to edit this layer at all and keep it original, then you could create a duplicate layer for that and then do our edits on that layer, and then you've always got your original underneath, which isn't a bad idea. So let's see here. With that selected, you want to select your eyedropper tool. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. And you're going to go in and select a green tint. Probably like the brightest, most vivid part of that you can find. And you're going to go up to Image Adjust to replace coloring. Right here it shows the color you're starting with, and then down here it'll show you what color you're going to get. As long as you have preview checked, you'll be able to see it change on your screen. So here we're changing the hue. We want to go a little yellow. I'm going to change the lightness of it, but not too much. And you can just kind of slide it around until you kind of find that sweet spot. And I feel like that's pretty good. So there we are. You just with these 3 additional layers, there that shows you taking some of the green out. This is adding back the red. And there you have it.